To say Licorice Pizza is the most excited I've been for a movie since Tenet would be accurate, but also a bit of an undersell. This is the most anticipated I've been for something since Breath of the Wild, and on the strength of just one trailer. Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my top 5 favourite directors, but mostly on the basis of his earlier stuff. His newer films are quite slow and artsy in their storytelling, and while I do like them, for the most part, films like Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love give me a buzz like few other movies do, with a manic yet confidently controlled energy which I find so riveting. So seeing the trailer for Licorice Pizza have that same sense of energy got me really pumped up, and my excitement has only grown as I continued rewatching that trailer over the last few months. And just like my experiences with Breath of the Wild, the closer release date came, I became almost nervous of the possibility it may disappoint. It's wariness mixed with sheer exhilaration. But as I sat in the cinema while the trailers played, I felt ready. While I knew there was the possibility it might not live up to what I hoped it would be, I still allowed myself to fully enjoy those final moments just before it began, where the possibility of a perfect movie remained. And I'll start by saying that from a filmmaking point of view, I got my wish for the more energetic PTA style back. The camera work is kinetic and thrilling, with tons of memorable shots that are memorable because of how they were filmed. Melodic long takes and purposeful shaky cam, always bursting with colour, instantly engaged me into the lively atmosphere of the world, and some great music added to the vibe effortlessly, with a brief but lovely score by Johnny Greenwood which evoked lots of Punch Drunk Love vibes for me, as well as some wonderfully evocative needle drops. After its use in the trailer, I was looking forward to hearing Life on Mars in the movie itself, and it wound up playing over what might just be my favourite scene in the whole film, in which the carefree joy of childhood blissfully ignores real-world problems, a naivete most of us would likely wish to go back to. A lot of the film seems to be about grappling with the worlds of child and adulthood, and whether or not there is even a line to blur between them. But the way the movie gets that idea across is done very subtly. It's not until afterwards I'm connecting the dots, and even then there's parts I'm still questioning the meaning of, and in the moment a lot of the brief supporting roles don't really seem to have an obvious purpose. A lot of the storytelling does feel a lot like PTA's newer stuff. It's a lot looser and things happen without any clear meaning or reason to. But given the nature of this particular story, it's entirely possible there isn't a point. This could just be a collection of vignettes with these two main characters always at the centre. But the cameo roles are a lot of fun. I do wish there was more of Bradley Cooper though, and the two leads are wonderfully played by first-time actors Cooper Hoffman and Alana Haim. You wouldn't guess it's their first movie though. They're both very natural performers and share a lot of chemistry together. On that note, I will admit I did struggle to buy into their relationship at the very beginning though. It's similar to how I felt about how the couple in Phantom Thread meet. It feels a little sudden and art house to get the ball rolling with love at first sight, a theme found in most PTA romances. Licorice Pizza essentially begins with a meet cute before we spend any time with these characters, so I'm watching Gary's instant infatuation with Alana and thinking, okay then. But unlike Phantom Thread, I did grow to understand their characters more, and their back and forth became very entertaining to watch. And despite my initial uncertainty, that first scene with the camera practically dancing around the two characters set to Nina Simone felt wonderfully alluring anyway. In the moment, this is a very entertaining movie, but it wasn't until the credits began to roll and you got to see all the cast credited with footage from the movie did it begin to grow on me. And the more it settled, the more I found myself really drawn to the mood it created and how much there was to discuss. It's chock full of memorable moments with a real sense of spirit about them. I'm still thinking about it a couple of days later, even if at a first glance there isn't much to think about. I really want to see it again to properly solidify my stance on it. I feel like it would be easier to enjoy once you're accustomed to its freewheeling structure, and perhaps more narrative pieces would fall better into place. It's comparable to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in how a lot of it is about capturing a time and place above all else. I would say Licorice Pizza has more intriguing undertones in Alana's behaviour, being mature one minute before resorting to childlike tendencies the next, but Once Upon a Time has a more obvious goal for its characters to reach and is more entertaining on its first viewing, at least for me. Sorry if this feels like a very messy review, there is just a ton to unpack here, and I won't be able to do so properly until it's settled in more and I've had a second viewing. However, I do feel like these ambling thoughts are worth putting out there because experiencing it for the first time, this is just how I felt about it. And I think initial impressions are important to look back on when my opinions are more concrete. My thoughts may be all over the place, but the childhood presented in the film is too. It's running excitedly into numerous interests which have a mature edge to them because of Gary's upbringing. But at the end of the day, Gary and Alana are playing a game with one another, fighting and falling out, but always coming back for more. They see an allure in each other, which I'm starting to see with this movie. You can't fully explain what it is, but it's there and it's deeply intriguing and exciting. So while at the moment it's not the euphoric masterwork I hoped for, it is the most I've enjoyed a PTA film since There Will Be Blood, and it will be on the mind for a while, which is always worth appreciating. And hey, it's got the Adam West Batmobile in it, of course I really liked it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to all that good stuff, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!